Do you deserve love? Do you deserve to be treated like a queen? Do you deserve to be taken care of, supported, cherished, seen, heard? Fill in the blank. And the answer is yes, 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 yes. And sometimes you don't feel like that, right? Sometimes you might have some thoughts in your mind of, am I really good enough? Am I thin enough? Am I young enough? Is somebody going to really love me the way I am? I've got baggage. I've got quirks. Sister, you're not alone. You're so not alone. And yet you have your own journey around this. And there are certain things that you can do to support yourself. If you've taken my Love-a-thon, if you've attended the Love-a-thon, which is my 7-day virtual training, which is coming up in April again, I'll have to tell you the dates soon. In the Love-a-thon, we talk about the sovereign self, the part of you that can own your queen, the part of you that knows your value and knows how precious you are, and that you don't have to do anything to get love, that you are love and you deserve unconditional love, and you don't have to jump through any hoops to get it. And not everyone's going to give it to you. That's the bad news. Not everybody's going to get you. Not everybody's going to show up for you. Not everyone's going to have your back. And the great news is you can. You could know your value. You could have your own back. You could support yourself. You can know how precious you are, because you are. And that's not just something you have to kind of think your way through. You got to feel it. You've got to feel it in your bones. You got to be able to relax and know, deep knowing how valuable you are. Because when you know that, when you can really fill up your heart and connect to that bigger vision that you want, the desire to have a partnership, or just whatever it is that you really want to experience in your life, when you know that you are so loved and deserving of it, things shift for you. You know, I've been listening to this meditation on the on Mind Valley. It's called Mind Valley app. It's a free app. You can upgrade, but I have the free app, and there's this wonderful meditation. It's called the Abundance Meditation by John Proctor. I have listened to it. Oh my God, I should have had some water. Excuse me. I've listened to it so many times. And it isn't about, abundance, like I want more. It's about knowing that I have so much and I'm full. It's a reminder that all is well and we are taken care of and deserving of greatness, 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 greatness. So if you have any doubts about that, I'm going to encourage you, if I mentioned this last week, Loving the Whole Package, because, this book, it's an international best-selling book. I very rarely talk about it. I'm so proud of it because I have exercises in this book and I have stories in this book. It's not a dating book per se. It's a book about shadow work and how to take back these parts, how to connect to the sovereign self. There's a wonderful chapter on the sovereign self and exercises you can do right now to be able to breathe in that knowing of how deserving of love you are. Because if you don't have that connection to your worthiness, if you don't know your value, that is not only going to show up on your dates and in your profile, it's also going to show up how you show up on the dates. It's like how you present to them energetically and how they're going to treat you. Because if you don't have value, if you don't feel your value and own your value, people are not going to feel it either and maybe honor it. And so it really starts with you. So I encourage you grabbing the book. I encourage you to take some deep breaths into how precious you are and notice what happens when you close your eyes, take a breath with me. Feel your heart and say, I matter and I have such value. I have such gifts. I love myself. I am special, whatever it is. That's kind of the language of the sovereign, that you are precious, you are special. It's a blessing to yourself. And when you do that blessing to yourself, if you're feeling like, yeah, right, you're dialing it in, you don't really believe it. Oh, Junie told me to do this exercise. Then there's some block. There's some wounding that might have kept you from that deep, deep knowing of how precious you are. So I will tell you you're precious. I will tell you you deserve love. I will tell you that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you, and your delicious quirkiness and weirdness and baggage and life experiences make you you. And the good news is you got the job. No one else can do you. Only you can do you. So take that job on and make it the best you can. Do the best you can at loving yourself and having a magnificent life filled with love. And it starts with knowing your own value. So you want to feel better about your love life? Start feeling better about yourself. And if you got some value out of this, let me know. Put it in the chat box. I'd love to hear from you. You could, if you're on Facebook, you could do #replay. I would love to know that you popped in. And if you're watching the YouTube station, put some questions, put some comments. I love to see what you're, I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to know how this impacted you. And if you have some topics that you would like for me to speak on, please let me know, because I'm always like, what should I talk about this week? What should I talk about this week? And this week it was know your value, know your worth, because that's when everything changes for you. All right, sister. Mwah. Ciao.